Welcome back to the Education News, where we dive deep into the most pressing educational issues of our time. I'm your host, Crystal, and today we're tackling a controversial topic that has been swirling around the media and online forums: the idea of Marxist indoctrination in public schools. Is it a reality or is it just a myth? Let's break it down. The claim that public schools are hubs of Marxist indoctrination has gained traction in recent years, often fueled by political rhetoric and social media. But what does this really mean? The term Marxism typically refers to a socioeconomic theory that advocates for a classless society and the abolition of private property. Critics argue that public schools are promoting these ideas through curriculum, teaching methods, and even social policies. To understand this phenomenon, we need to explore what is actually being taught in schools and whether it aligns with Marxist philosophy. Let's take a closer look at the curriculum. Public schools are required to follow state standards, which often emphasize critical thinking, history, and social studies. These subjects aim to provide students with a well-rounded education, encouraging them to analyze various political and economic systems, including capitalism, socialism, and yes, even Marxism. However, the focus in the classroom is usually on offering a balanced perspective rather than promoting one ideology over another. For instance, discussions about the Industrial Revolution may cover both capitalist and socialist viewpoints, examining the implications of each. This approach helps students understand complex societal issues rather than indoctrinating them. Another point of contention is the role of teachers. Critics often assert that educators are biased towards leftist ideologies, thus promoting Marxist ideas. But let's consider the facts. Teachers are trained professionals who strive to foster critical thinking and open dialogue in the classroom. They are often encouraged to present multiple perspectives on historical and political topics. Research shows that the majority of teachers prioritize creating a safe and inclusive environment for all students rather than pushing a specific political agenda. In fact, many teachers face pressure from parents and school boards to address controversial topics in a way that respects diverse viewpoints. Now let's turn our attention to media and social movements. The rise of social justice movements has contributed to the perception that schools are promoting Marxist ideologies. Concepts like equity, inclusion, and anti-racism can be mischaracterized as Marxist principles. However, these ideas often stem from a desire to create a more just society rather than an adherence to Marxist doctrine. It's essential to differentiate between advocating for social justice and promoting a specific political ideology. Many educators incorporate social justice concepts into their teaching to help students understand the societal structures that impact their lives. This is not a push for Marxism, but a way to encourage empathy and critical engagement with the world. So what does the evidence say? Numerous studies have been conducted to assess the political biases in education. A 2020 report from the Brookings Institution found that while some political bias exists, it is not overwhelmingly skewed in one direction. Furthermore, educational outcomes have not shown a significant correlation with the alleged indoctrination of Marxist ideas. Critics often point to specific examples, such as controversial books or curricula, but these instances are often exaggerated or taken out of context. For instance, the inclusion of works by authors like Karl Marx in a history curriculum is not an endorsement of Marxism. Rather, it's an opportunity to understand historical contexts and their impacts. Ultimately, one of the most vital skills that education can impart is critical thinking. Students are encouraged to analyze, question, and form their own opinions based on evidence and reasoning. This capacity for critical thought contrasts sharply with the idea of indoctrination. By teaching students to engage thoughtfully with various perspectives, educators empower them to make informed decisions about the world around them. Moreover, the ability to critically evaluate information is essential in our modern age, where misinformation can spread rapidly. Teaching students to discern fact from opinion and to understand the complexities of societal issues is a far cry from indoctrination. In conclusion, while the notion of Marxist indoctrination in public schools has become a hot topic, the reality is much more nuanced. Public education aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of various ideologies, encouraging critical thinking and open dialogue among students. The portrayal of schools as indoctrination centers is not only an oversimplification, but also distracts from the essential goal of education: to prepare for the future.